just a quick, another quick intro. Today, this is Thriving Thursday with Wanda Carrasquillo, and she comes to us from Puerto Rico, and she comes to us with a generous heart. And I just love everybody in this community, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for your consistency. Now we are recording, and I want to go ahead and give it back to you, and I will let you know when questions pop up.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy, for the introduction and for everything that you do to put this together. And even though that you're covering for Kelly, I know that you have been putting your heart into it in these last few days to make sure that we all enjoy these calls. And these calls, like you said, you know, from my call, Bill, Dane, and I, we are committed to you. We are here to bring the best of us to you. So if you have some friends or other ICMs that are not here in the call, invite them to join us, because that's where we reach, you know, we feed from each other, and we enjoy collaborating with each other. And I want to thank you, Jeremy, as well, for selecting that video from Bob Snyder. And I was almost in tears here, because we did not, and this happened so many times since I've been doing the calls, but we did not coordinate that video with what I'm trying to say today. But it happened. It happened that video talked about consistency, and that's exactly what I want to go today. And because I had another instant in which I have this video that came through my feed in the morning and reminded me where I was last year, right? You know how in Facebook you get these feeds, and I saw that video, that live video that I did a year ago, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I started thinking, you know what? I'm still in the same place. And that made me realize and put together another thing that happened this week when I was in another coaching program that I'm participating. Yes.
Yeah, there's a crackle noise. I don't know if it's from your speaker or something.
You cannot hear me very well?
Actually, it's done now, right now, but it was, when we were talking.
Jeremy, how is the connection?
Well, so far right now, I don't hear that. So
I
guess you can keep going, and I'll let you know if it does it again. So.
Actually, when you're talking, Gilda, I'm hearing echo, or I can't hear you very well.
Oh, really?
So maybe on your end. Is there anybody else having trouble listening to me or hearing me?
Now it sounds good.
Yeah, on this one, if everybody can just make sure to stop your video and keep your microphones on mute, then we'll be able to hear. And Wanda, if you'll just slow down a little bit, that might help people that are having a little bit of a connectivity issue.
Okay.
There is a little bit of a connectivity delay, but I think we can handle that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for the feedback. And yeah, I want to make sure that all of you are kind of getting the best of what I'm trying to say. And basically, I was just sharing that what was on the video for Bob Snyder generally speaking video, we did not coordinate with Jeremy. Jeremy and I didn't coordinate this. It just happened that he selected that video, and that's exactly what I'm trying to talk about today. Because I have two experiences this week, and I'm participating in another coaching program, and we are looking at what do you want, what are the things that you want for today, for a year, and so on. And one of the items that we discuss is whatever you do, you're going to do it at 100%. And I had a conversation with my grandson about this, because normally I raise him, okay? He lives with me for most of his life. and now he's going to be 20 years old, and he's kind of out of the house. And we talk very often, and I was discussing this conversation that I had with my coach, and I told him, you know, I always told him, whatever you decide to do it to the best of your ability. Whatever you decide to do it to the best of your ability. But the thing is that when in these other coaching calls that I'm participating, they added a different component. They said, whatever you do it at 100%. So it makes me think, do it perfect, do it to the best of your ability is what I taught my children. That's what I told my grandson. To do it at 100% is different. And that's what Bob Snyder talked in the video, consistency. This past Saturday, I did a Super Saturday for New York. And in my presentation, I talk about consistency, okay? For many years, I've been in different businesses on the side. You know, I have my career and I have 2 master's degrees and all of that elevates the things that I accomplish. But in reality, every time that I raise to a level, it's like hitting the glass ceiling. And then I move to another job and the same thing, and then I move to another job and then the same thing. But then on the side, having other businesses just to try to make ends meet and to continue on, that kind of gave me a different perspective, but nothing was totally at 100%. I think, and I'm going to be very vulnerable here, I did my best, but not at 100%. And if we look now, I just had this other video that came through my feed this morning, and it shows, you know, where I was last year. And I was doing a live video in a nice hotel in Park City, taking another personal development training. And I remember my goal at that time. And I'm like, where am I at? Where am I at now? And if I think, honestly, if I open up to you my heart and my truth, I am at the same place. What is the part of the equation that it hasn't allowed me to move forward? And that's my question to you. Where you were last year, where you were last month, where you were 3 months ago, what are the goals that you put together? Have you accomplished them? Have you not accomplished them? And what is the piece of the equation that is stopping you from moving forward? And if I answer this question myself, honestly, is consistency. It boils down to consistency. So I want to give you guys a challenge today. I want to, and because it's a challenge that I want to put for myself. And I attempted last month, and I didn't do it. So I want to put that challenge again for this next month or for these next few days, because what happens is that your brain sometimes just keep you in this comfort zone, and we talk about that comfort zone. And I was looking at another coach that said, is you have the comfort zone, but you have the control zone. And that control zone are the things that you can do to make sure that what you want in your life, you can accomplish. Because things are not going to just come from heaven. You have to put the work. You get inspiration, you get that intuition, perhaps from heaven, but not until you put the work, it's not going to happen. So this is what I'm trying to do. My comfort zone, personally, and I don't know if you're going to relate to this, my comfort zone stays in this piece. And then if I look, because I'm a director, if I look too forward into the year, like next year, my brain is like, you know, I'm not going to put too much effort right now because I have a year. So I most of the time procrastinate. And consistency is not there. So, and I'm just analyzing myself. So I just want to make sure if you guys feel the same way, if you feel, am I putting my 100% into the things that I want to do, into my goals. So to put this in perspective, in my presentation, I'm going to share my screen now here. In the presentation that I was doing this past week for New York Super Saturday, I talk about 3 C's. And one of the 3 C's is having clarity. Having clarity. And I started in having clarity is like, okay, we have the ICM disclosure agreement. And this is something that you see in presentation after presentation after presentation. But I wanted to say this for you, and I want to say, okay, let me see what are the items that this really said. And it says, oh, I actually want some participation. Who would like to read it for me? Anybody who would like to read it? Volunteer, unmute yourself and read it. 1, 2, 3.
I am an independent contractor marketer. I have a contract with Renatus LLC to provide marketing services for the educational services offering. I do my best to represent their offering truthfully and accurately. I also do my best to give you all the information you need to make informed decisions prior to purchasing. Since I'm an independent contractor, I cannot bind or act with authority for Renatus LLC.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate you. And let's dissect this. Look at this. When I really read it, like meaningfully understanding what this says, it gave me for clarity. And I, you know, a lot of people talk about clarity, and it refers, you know, to the vision board, and you have clarity on your goals and all of that. But do we have clarity about our jobs as ICM? Do you really understand your role as ICM? To give the 100% commitment, to give the 100% of consistency. So that's where this kind of stuck to me. I'm like, oh, hold on. Renatus in the disclosure just give us 3 items. 3. Number 1, provide marketing services. So it doesn't say that I'm going to explain all the deals that I'm doing. It doesn't say that I'm going to sit down and analyze deals with people. It said that I'm going to provide marketing services as an ICM. Okay. As a student, if you want to, you know, study with somebody, that's a different thing. But when I'm acting as an ICM to market and to promote Renatus, I'm just going to provide marketing services. Number 2, I'm going to represent their offerings. And the marketing service, let me go back again to marketing services. To the marketing services, what are the activities that I'm going to be doing to market? And I'm going, now that we are locked down and all these coronavirus thing, are we going to market from where? From our Facebook, from our LinkedIn. I'm just taking another course for LinkedIn to make sure that I am in that platform as well? So are you expanding your knowledge and your understanding of different platforms where you can promote your business and market? Are you creating the best advertisements that really reach out, perhaps using the Drive system to reach all the Drive people? So those are the questions that we have to ask when it comes to the first thing in our job description. This is pretty much my job description. And I know we're not referring to a job because I'm not working for Renatus. I want to make sure that that is clear. But I subcontracted with them to market and to represent their offerings, number 2. And what are their offerings? Now we have 3 offerings only, 3. Essentials, Profit, and AIT. Those are the only things that I need to know in my memory. What are the courses under Essentials? What are the courses under Profit? What are the courses under AIT? To represent their offerings. What is the purpose of Essentials? To manage and maintain money. What are the purpose of Profit? To encourage entrepreneur people and business owners, or those who want to become business owners, to have a better system and to have more production and profit. And what is the purpose of AIT? To make money in real estate using different strategies, right? That's what I need to know to promote and to market Renatus services and to represent the 3 services. And then the other thing that I need to be doing as in my description of my ICM disclosure is give all the information. So I'm providing information like the whole disclosure, make sure that they know that there's a marketing side. All of that is my responsibility. Because at the end, I'm just collecting decisions. I'm not making decisions for people, I'm just collecting decisions. So if I have clarity on my responsibilities as ICM, providing marketing services, represent their offerings, and give all the information, those are the 3 things, then I can sit down with the person and collect decisions, okay? The thing is that sometimes we do not commit long enough with these 3 items. Or maybe they were not even clear because they, for all these years, I never really dissect the ICM disclosure agreement until now. So now it's like, ooh, this is what I need to do. Yes, see the people, tell the story, build for event, and follow up are my money-making activities. But my responsibility is this: provide the marketing services, represent the service, the offerings, and give information. And I do that by finding the people. So I have to market to find the people. I'm going to tell a story. I tell a story as I'm presenting the offerings, right? Because I can tell a story about someone who have used velocity banking. I can use a story about someone who is using Drive. I can put a story together for someone who has been successful in real estate by doing fix and flip, or by doing wholesaling or any other strategy. And I provide the information. I provide the documents that allows them to make the right decision. Okay, and then collect the decision. So those are the 3 things. But what we're missing is that consistency that Bob Snyder talked about. And going back to my frame of work and my way of thinking and my comfort zone, I realized, you know what? If I put a goal, like I put a goal there like, I want to share my Renatus opportunity with 100 people from April 20 to May 20th. Guys, I'm not even halfway the list. I created my list of the 100 names. I'm not even halfway. So what is the element there for me? And I'm not accusing anybody. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm analyzing my own business, analyzing in front of you, being vulnerable by my own productivity to say, I have not consistently did what I needed to do to reach my goal of 100 people this month. Why? I can give you many excuses, but you know what? There's not excuses. There are no excuses when you commit and when you are having consistency, because the day have 24 hours. And I know I could have put that in there, especially now that we are just locked in at home, okay? So it is up to me, the things that I need to do to have the consistency. So I think, oh, maybe I need to shorten down the time. My brain maybe doesn't work in this big frame of a month or a year goal. Maybe I need to start working on what am I going to do today, what am I going to do in the next 3 days, what I'm going to do today, Thursday. And honestly, I have not invited anybody, so I'm doing my job. Am I marketing enough? Because see the people tell the story, build for events and follow up. Am I building for the events? I didn't build for the event this week, so I don't have any guests today. So can I just shorten down my goal to say, okay, from Thursday to Thursday, what are the activities that I'm going to do? And instead of putting a month, I'm going to put just a week. I want to give a challenge, and I want to open up the microphone or something to see if you guys want to do this and we can just collaborate, because sometimes, and we talk about collaboration a lot. If we can collaborate on making this goal happen, not for you, not for me, for you. So everybody can just be part of this. So I thought, because there's another thing, everything works, nothing doesn't work, right? So anything that we attempt to do, it will work. But if we just don't do anything, it's not going to work. So let's try to do this, and I want to open up the microphone to see if you want to have a challenge where we can meet at least for 1 week only, starting perhaps tomorrow, and we will make phone call parties or contacting parties, because now I prefer texting than phone calls. But if you want to do that, I want to hear from you, and I want to put it out there to see if you want to collaborate and be part of. And what I can do is just put in Zoom meeting. We decide the date and the times, and we all jump into the Zoom meeting, so we feel accountable of the things that we want to do. So if you feel that's something that you like to join me with, I want to open. Let me stop this sharing, and let's start open up to the mic if you want to participate in something like that. Or if you think this is a good idea or not, if you think that this resonates for you, or things that you feel like consistency is one of the elements missing in your progress. Let's open up.
I need an accountability partner, so I'm in.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome, Sandra and Hilda. Perfect. Who else would like to join a challenge just for 1 week? We can attempt it for 1 week. And it will be so nice. It will be so nice to tell Dane on next Wednesday, hey, I contacted this many people. What do you think? Who else wants to do it?
This is Alvin Howard.
Patricia.
Alvin, great. Who else?
Patricia.
Yeah, perfect.
Carla Hill.
Gilda, perfect. Wait, who else? And I don't care, if you're my team or not. This is not about this. This is about Renatus. We are in Renatus team, and we need to make this forward. We have 4 many making activities. See the people tell the story, build, prevent, and follow up. So we want to commit ourselves to build for this event, for decide, okay, these are the events for the week. This is what we are building for. What do you think? Anybody else?
I would love to participate, Wanda. Thank you for offering that.
Thank you, Jenna. Very good. And Jenna is a fireball. Yes. Anybody else?
Hi, Wanda. This is Sherry Wallace. I would be interested in participating.
Very well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the link of my Zoom account in the Facebook page, and I'm going to open up this for everybody. I'm not going to put this in the calendar or anything. This is an activity that we're going to do outside the calendar to build for the calendar, if that makes sense. And let me open up the microphone again for anybody. Do you feel that you connected with my experience on consistency? Anybody else who would like to share?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, Wanda.
Okay. So anybody wants to share where you at, where, things that you, like I said, okay, I have this goal and I'm not even halfway my 100 names that I thought. And it was easy, my brain, I don't know why my brain didn't take it, because it's like 100 people in a month. It was 5 people per day. And I didn't do it. Maybe because I'm here by myself and nobody is asking me, Wanda, what did you do today? I got to ask myself. That's why I'm thinking maybe collaborating, maybe as a group, we can do something, be impacting people. Anybody else wants to share your own experience, something that is resonating from what I mentioned, from the things that we need to have consistency with, and from the things that we need to continue to build?
Yeah, Wanda, I would love to share.
Yes, Yana, come on.
So one thing that I've noticed is it is like a snowball effect, and not everybody that you reach out to is going to be interested the first, second, or even 5th time that you invite them. And so with just the consistency of plugging new people in, I've noticed that it helps me not feel so attached to the people that are sleeping on the opportunity. And what I think it was Tani or Keely, it was Keely that called them your ostrich friends, your friends and your family that still have their head in the sand. So what I started doing, instead of being hung up on why people weren't taking action from my warm market, is I just started building the warm market. And I noticed that when I'm running follow-ups very consistently, and I'm doing that for the last Carla Hill, I've now been able to be in the 1 a month club, and I'm really excited about that. And I'm ready to amp that up to 5 sales a month or 10 sales a month. So I think that's just really important to remember, that I know it could be annoying or frustrating, even when you get people all the way to the end where they're in funding and then they just ghost you. So when I'm more focused on the people that are really excited, and also with exposing new people, it really helps keep that energy going instead of getting hung up on the people that are bailing on themselves. Really, you just have to remember that they're saying no to something that's really going to benefit themselves. And that just goes back to the 4 core beliefs. So I've noticed, on the other hand too, with consistency, if I were to allow that momentum to settle down, I notice it immediately in the very following week for events and follow-ups. So it's really important to just keep it going, even if on those days where you don't want to do anything. What Rob Sperry mentioned is, what are your minimums, and to always hit that. So even when you're having your worst day, you could still be taking steps forward.
Yes, thank you, Jana. Doing your minimum, right? Sometimes we think about the maximum, but we don't think, okay, what am I going to do today? What do I want today? Like in this coaching program that I'm participating, we talk a lot about having clarity on what I want. But sometimes we think about it in a month, but no, what I want today. What do I want today? And that's what gives you like, then this is my minimum for the day, 5 people a day, let's do it. And let's do it together. So we're gonna show up in this space in my Zoom account, like you are showing up for a job, if you will. And we're gonna say, okay, what are the tasks that we're gonna do today? What are the names that you have today? And we put everything in mute, and we still seeing each other, but we are over here calling. We have 1 hour to be calling. Okay, come back to the group and let's say, all right, perfect. How many people did you reach? How many people you call? How many people answer? How many people say yes? How many people say no? And that's probably that creating momentum to create a blitz or a kind of a wave to make some sales. Okay, so that's my challenge to you, and I want as many people who want to participate on this. No, I only have like few people in this call, 42 people in this call, but if you can pass the word around and we can post this on different sites, I'm gonna put the post in. I know I'm participating in the Elevate, in the Wealth Kitchen for Richard, and in Nancy Rowe websites on the Facebook groups. So I can post something there if people want to really create this massive action. It's action. So we meet, we get all motivated, we go do work in the space, we're still in the space, so we see each other, and then we come back and share accomplishments and celebrate accomplishments, and that probably that will motivate me, you know. So be with a small group of people, just creating something will motivate me to continue on. All right, guys.
What time, Wanda? What time
yes.
are you thinking tomorrow?
That's something that we can discuss at what time is best for you guys. I know tomorrow Scarborough has Prophet at 12 Central Time, which is 1 for me, I believe. But we can do morning or afternoon, kind of. I think afternoon, mid-afternoon is best. That we can
Probably afternoon.
Around 3 probably.
Yeah.
I'm in Eastern Coast. So 3 Eastern is 2 for Central, and it's 1 for Mountain Time, and it's 12 for Pacific. What do you think?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So 3 o'clock it is, okay?
Eastern, yeah.
All right, so it will be at 3 o'clock. We will be meeting starting tomorrow, because we want this to go fast, because we're building for next Wednesday. When Dane asks you for accountability, you have numbers.
Yes.
You have numbers to share. Okay.
What time zone?
Huh?
What time zone is it?
3 to 5 Eastern.
3 o'clock Eastern, 2 Central, 1 Mountain, 12 Pacific.
Will it be recorded? Because I won't be available tomorrow.
Yes, I will record. We record, but it's mostly, it's not going to be too much information. This is going to be action. So we will do it for a week in every day consistently, like we have a job. We don't have a job, but it is like,
Wanda,
we're going to meet.
there's some people in the chat that are wanting to know specifically what is the challenge.
The challenge is that we're going to be meeting, and we're going to put action into and consistency. For 1 week, we're going to have the consistency to put 100% into our businesses, into seeing the people tell the story, build for events, and follow up. We're going to have consistency on the money-making activities, but we're going to do it together to inspire each other. So we're meeting at 3 o'clock Eastern time in my Zoom account, as many people as you want. We're going to say hi, cheer, and we're going to put ourselves in mute, and we're going to go and start making calls, or texting, or contacting, or posting things, making activities to find the people. doing activities. And for 1 week consistently, we will be meeting. That's the challenge, that we will stay together for 1 week. If somebody have obviously, you know, a medical reason or something, can excuse themselves, but there be consistency on the activities. And then we report to Dane next week.
Are you going to put this in the calendar?
No, it will be us, like, because we're building for the calendar of events.
What if we don't have your Zoom account?
No, I give you that. I will give that.
Okay.
So I will, what I'll do, I will post this, what I'm telling you now, I will post it on the Elevate page. I will post it on the Wealth Kitchen for Richard's page, and I will post it on Scarborough page. If other people who are not even here in this call can participate as well. So we will create kind of a massive go out and spread the word in the Zoom, but we are all working together at the same time. That motivate us to, okay, it's not like, okay, I have to contact my 5 people. Oh, I can do it in the evening, I can do it in the morning, I can do it. No, we're gonna get together and we're gonna contact all these people, everybody working with their own list of your own people, boom, and we make a massive impact. That makes sense?
Yeah, so just to, I'll go ahead and just reiterate this, just encapsulation, and you tell me if this is correct, Wanda.
Yes.
You're going to send out on both the Team Elevate webpage, the Scott Rowe webpage, and the Wealth Kitchen webpage. You're going to post the link for your Zoom account.
Yes.
And this will be for a gathering on Zoom that will take place at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday the 22nd. And Friday the 22nd, which is tomorrow. And it will be a targeted time for people to get together, create accountability, and go and get in action. And then you'll create the additional structures that will go on for the rest of the week at that time.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And we will meet every day at 3. Every day at 3. Boom, boom, for a week. We're going to do a week. If this works, then we may continue. But for now, we're going to give it 100% to our business for 1 week. Give 100% to our business for 1 week. That's all I'm asking. And I'm going to put myself in there because that's what I'm missing. I'm missing consistency. And when we meet for other things. Huh?
The Carrasquillo check-in at 3.
At 3, yes.
Awesome.
When we do other things, like we are participating now in a profit mastermind, everybody, but we are learning. So now it's time to take action. Let's put action into this, okay? Because I feel like, oh my goodness, all this learning. I'm excited because I'm learning so much. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm taking Woody's classes, I'm taking other classes, I'm learning about Lincoln, I'm learning about all their things. But it's time to take action. It's time
now,
to
Wanda, if you don't mind me putting something in here real quick.
Yes.
There was a quote this morning on one of the podcasts that I'm a fan of. It said, if you don't speak your truth, you risk other people losing the opportunity to have their prayers answered through you.
Yes. Oh,
and that was one of those that just really hit me this morning. It's like, it's an opportunity here. We have these conversations. We have the space for real estate. We have the space for profits. We have the space for so many different things. But being able to really say, hey, take action, speak your truth. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be polished. It's great if they're perfect and polished, but if they're not, that's fine. Speak your truth. And that gives the opportunity that you could be the answer to somebody's prayers. That if you don't, they don't know where that's coming from. We don't know anyway how God's spirit universe is working to create what our next best opportunity to be a contribution in the world is. But I really hear you putting a structure in place to help deliver on that and further that. So thank you for that.
Yes, thank you.
Awesome.
Hey, Jeremy, that was a nice quote. Can you put it on the chat?
Yeah.
So we can copy it. Yeah. And also, Wanda, tomorrow, is there any you know, what do we need to get ready aside from, you know, obviously we need people to call. So is there, you know, what do you want us to be ready for by 2 o'clock tomorrow? I'm in Chicago, so 2 o'clock my time.
Yeah, you're going to see the people, right? So we're going to go through the money-making activities, and we're going to see the people. So we're going to put action into that, and we're going to, so bring your list. That's
Okay.
important. You have your list of people who you want to contact. Oh, this is the time that you're going to say, okay, I'm going to put my list together, because you're going to be where you are, right? Or this is where the time that I have already some follow-ups to do. So you pick up where you left it, because we're going to be working together. But you're working your own business. So we're going to, I'm going to structure some items, but you can pick up where you are. But the thing is that if we meet someplace, like, just imagine that you're going to work. So, oh, I need to show up at my work at 3 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to show up in Wanda's Zoom account, because I'm going to be working for 1 hour straight, 100%. I'm going to give 100% to my business during that hour, whatever time we decide. And if I have to, I already have my 5 people to call. Like in my case, if I want to reach 100 people a month, I need to at least do 5 per day. So I'm like, I'm going to, not excuses. At that moment, I'm going to reach to 5. I have my comfort zone, but my control zone. In my control zone, I know how many people I can contact. I know, I have my list right here in front of me. So I know who I need to contact, but I haven't done it. And maybe because I feel like I haven't been inspired, or I haven't been kind of motivated to do it. Not because no time, I have my all the time in the world right now, but because I may need, you know, this interaction with other people. And maybe you already in that time, you know that you have to follow up with somebody that you haven't followed up yet. You have it on the things to do. So you will work in your business where you are.
Okay. All right. So so we could actually be doing different things. Maybe some people could be making phone calls. Some people could be making that list, you know, to make a phone call the next day and all that. So, okay.
Wanda,
cool.
how do you make your
Thank you.
list? What format do you use?
Have you?
My list, I just go through my contacts in my phone. I go through my Facebook contact, all the contacts in everywhere that I have interacted with people, and create a list.
Yeah, but do you do it on Excel, or do you hand write out a list?
Oh, I have it right there in front. If you see me, I'm looking up. It's because I have a board here, a whiteboard, and I have them all in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And remember, I'm a director, so at that board get erased and come back with new names often. And sometimes the name get contact, some name doesn't get contact. So I'm very all over the place. Not that intellectual, but yeah. Not that I'm not smart, that's different. But you know, the intellectual systems, I'm not that systematic. But I want to create kind of a momentum on people that let's put some action. Let's put some action. Okay. Other questions? I have about 7 more minutes. I need to jump into my pit call. But I honestly want to give my heart to you. I want to inspire you to do something, to stop procrastinating, because I know that's where I'm at. You know, I procrastinate. And that's something that I have been like that for probably ever, you know. But it's time for me to put 100% into whatever I do. And I decided this is what I want to do. I need to put 100%. I don't have to do my best anymore, because I'm doing my best. I taught my children, you do your best in whatever you do. You want to pick up garbage? It's okay. But do your best. Be the best garbage pickup person in the world. And I think I do that very well. I like to do these calls. I know I put my best. I like whatever I do, I put my best. But difference is I'm putting 100%. what I do, 100%. So this week is to put 100% in what we do. That makes sense. Jerry, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just for those of you who have access to the notes or to the chat group, Jenna put a really great recommendation in here to say, watch Bob's 10-step training and do the memory joggers for your warm list and keep expanding your warm list by making new connections. Now, there's a lot of different ways. There's some people that use 3x5 cards to keep track of that. There's some people that use Excel spreadsheets. If you're highly tactile and you know that and you need to have that visceral piece of paper, do that. Do what works for you. You'll eventually find a system. Wherever you start, you'll create your own systems over time, but the only way that happens is through using something. And if it takes having a notepad and a dedicated book that's just people that you're having conversations with, have a dedicated book for that. If, you know, I used to use they have these, they're like 3x5 cards. They're like 4x6 cards, something like that. But they're like 3 times the size of a regular 3x5 card, and I would use those for a long time. But inside of whatever works for you, just play with it. Have some fun. Bring some play and fun to this arena, because it's not hard. What if answering the doorbell was like, you can get up and you can get off the sofa and you can go make it a big heavy deal that I had to get off the sofa? Or you're like, oh wow, what's coming? Maybe it's a postman. Maybe they're bringing me something. I don't know. But if you can engage with every conversation as an opportunity and you create it playfully for yourself, create your processes as fun for you. If you love the systems, get a spreadsheet. You know, call somebody you know that's great at organizing and say, hey, can you help me create a spreadsheet? Because I'm creating a new space in my business and I want to get it moving. And it may be that you're making that call to somebody who's a great business-minded person who, because you're sharing it with them, they come onto your team and you start creating partnership and they're like, hey, tell me more about what you're doing. There's so many opportunities in play and actually getting out and figuring out ways that this can be fun. And Jenna, thank you so much for putting that in there, because there's people that may not have thought about looking at Bob's 10-step training from the CEO himself that he put together for everybody to be effective. So if you haven't looked at that or haven't looked at that lately, review that before tomorrow at 3 o'clock, just to get the juices pumping again. So thank you for putting that in there and giving me an opportunity to throw that in, Wanda. I'm complete.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. And maybe we base this list, let's call it Bliss 100% challenge. Bliss 100% challenge, 100%. That's what we're going to give, 100%. And
Hello.
yes.
Hi, Wanda. This is Sherry again. Also, for the person who asked about if you're using like a spreadsheet or something like that, I'm not sure if they have the profits course, but Bob Tierney sent out a spreadsheet that you could use to develop your list and kind of categorize your people with the profits court training that he sent out on May 12th.
Awesome. And I know that also Dane has another spreadsheet that he put like the dates to complete different courses and so on. So if you have a tool that you can share, we probably want to end up creating a Facebook group, because it's getting some motivation here. So we probably can post stuff on the Facebook group. I'm thinking aloud right now, but to share with the rest of the group of all of these interest people, to share resources, okay? Put them on files and you have resources there that you can use, okay? Very good. This is awesome, guys. I'm excited. So I will see you in the challenge, 100% Bliss challenge on tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time, 2 o'clock Central, 1 o'clock Mountain, and 12 Pacific. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it happen. Let's create some momentum and let's make the money-making activities together. It's like, okay, let's show up at this time and I'm gonna work in my business. I'm gonna block this time and I'm gonna work for 1 week, only 1 week. It's not gonna be too hard. Your brain will understand that you're gonna block that time for 1 week for your business. And you're gonna put 100% during that period of time, okay? that's my commitment to you. I want to give to you my best. And I want to receive from you also your best, because I know that we are here. We started this for something. We started this for a reason. Yes, we want to do real estate investment and all of that. We want to learn profit. We want to learn drive. All of that is important. But if we do not put stuff into action, it's like nothing. Remember that knowledge is power only when you put it into action, into a particular meaning and action. So I leave you with this. I gotta jump into my next call. So guys, I love you, and watch the postings, because I'm gonna kind of create something and put it on the pages, and more people can join. Not only these people in this call, but more people can join this list. Talk to you later, guys. Thank you. Have a good one. Unless there's any...
Thank you so much, Wanda.
You're welcome. Any question that you see, and Jeremy, on the call? Everything was covered?
No, there were multiple comments, just appreciation. We've got a few people that are on the Facebook line that are saying, you know, like Leslie Quinn wanting to join in on the group so that everybody knows where they can go to get the information. There's a row team page, the Element team page, the Wealth Kitchen page. And there's a lot of people just really excited, saying thank you for being here. And thank you all for the opportunity you get to be for someone else in the world today. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being interested in being a contribution, because there's a lot of people that want to go see what they can get. It's a different conversation to be somebody who's interested in seeing what they can provide and what value they can add. So thank you for being those type of folks that are saying, hey, look, I care. And I want to leave this place better because I was here today. Thank you so much, Wanda. We appreciate you. Renatus Nation, anybody listening on this call that wants to get more information, please just drop a line in, and myself or someone else will get in touch with you. But have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday, and we'll see you next week. Bye now.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Bye, guys.
Gracias, Wanda. Te quiero mucho. Estoy muy orgullosa de ti.
Thank
you, Wanda.
Bye.
Gracias, Wanda.
Bye-bye.